Gus is taking a little break here. It's a pile of wood that one log fell and then I just added another one to it, and it just gets a little bigger and bigger. It's a beautiful breeze. We're in the shade. Thank you, Gus. When we first came out, I expected him to drop in the sun, which I get it, because he's always in the house, so he's always in the shade. But I'm always, when I'm out working, I'm out in the sun, and usually moving pretty rapidly, so I don't really want to be in the sun. And now he's allowed me to be here in the shade. So there's so many things. It's a beautiful day in this country, in this state. It's about 80 plus degrees, but in the shade it's feeling comfortable. It's tolerable. And there's a nice breeze, probably, let's see. I used to be pretty good at judging. I'd look at the top of the trees, the big trees, and see how much they swayed, or if they swayed at all, and that would determine how much wind, miles per hour of wind we had. So I'm gonna look at that. I don't see much going on, but I'm gonna say, because I'm definitely feeling a little breeze, I'm gonna say we got about a 5-mile wind, which is better than nothing. Anyway, obviously the thing that concerns me is the country and the direction that it's going. I read my Washington Post, which is definitely a left slant, and I have the opposite views, but I got to get my news somewhere, so I'll take the news and I'll assume that if it says something about Ukraine and a battle, there probably was a battle. And so, I try to be judicious. And when you're reading things and you see certain keywords, you start to get an indication. I've said this before, if the article starts saying something about she had high heel pumps and ruby red lipstick or something, I don't know, then you pretty much know this article is probably written by a woman who, I guess men care about that stuff, but we don't know enough to talk to what the heck a pump is, or a ruby red versus fire engine red. Is fire engine red a lipstick? I don't know. Anyway, I guess let's throw some ideas out. We got the immigration problem, the open border. No country is expected to or should have to just open their borders to anyone who walks across the border. No country should be expected or is expected to do that, and neither should we be. On the other hand, we need immigrants, apparently, for jobs that Americans won't take. We hear we don't have enough Americans to fill jobs, and yet we continue to keep abortion legal and kill Americans. Something occurred to me this morning. Every time we have an abortion in the United States, someone's killing an American. If there were Americans being killed at this rate in Russia, China, wherever, we would be in an uproar. And here we are killing our own Americans. So that's pretty messed up. And that would have, if we hadn't aborted so many babies, maybe we'd have more people to do more different jobs and to fill out the tax base and to take care of, wait a minute, dog, you don't want to leave glass sitting in the yard. Not that I'd walk around here barefoot. And people to take care of the next generation. Isn't that how Social Security works? The first generation puts their money in, but the way it's set up, it turns out that this next generation is the one that's putting the money into it to pay them. So anyway, just a few thoughts on a nice July day if you're in the shade and there's a 5 to 6 mile an hour wind. And that's all you need to know.